Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm UndeadSick83, your governor of Walking Dead and movie reviews, of course. And it's time to do another video for you guys. And today I'm going to discuss my day at the Weekend of Hell Con in Oberhausen. So sit back and I hope you will enjoy. And it's my last day of the weekend, so I thought I would have a beer to keep me company, and of course I have you guys, hopefully. So yes, Weekend of Hell. Yesterday was the day I went to a con for horror fans, of course. I didn't actually plan on this one, but I was like, why not? One day is probably, doable money-wise, travel-wise. And there were some really great guests that I wanted to meet as well. So I was like, what the hell? I'm just going to do it. And it was yesterday, and I have had a blast at this con. There were great guests. I met a lot of really great people, a lot of horror fans and movie fans. One from France in particular, which was really, really cool because I love French horror as well. So, really, really great. So, how did my day start? Well, it was it was a bit of it took some doing because it's a bit of a drive. I live in the northern section of Holland, actually, and I had to travel to Oberhausen, so that was like a 3-hour drive, which is a bit of, it was some shenanigans, to say the least, but, and I had to get up very early in the morning, which is always a killer for me, because I'm not a morning person, I'm an evening person, so, that all took some doing. But I managed, it was a long drive, but I arrived in time for the con. I had an early bird ticket, so I could get in at 9 o'clock, while, the regular people could get in at, I think, 10:30, I believe it was. So I had a bit of a head start, which was good. Of course, the con opened at 9 o'clock. I met some great people while waiting for the doors to open. And then we just started, spreading out and just, strolling and watching and, all of that stuff. I'm sorry, but I don't have any footage of the con itself. I forgot to bring my camera, silly me, but that's just the way things are when you are kind of like last minute planning all of this stuff. So I didn't shoot any footage of the con itself, which is kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. So the doors opened at 9 o'clock, and then we could just basically spend the whole day, talking about horror movies and, seeing all of the guests and stuff, which was amazing. So, I didn't get a lot of merchandise, actually, because I wanted to be a little careful with the money this time, with, how much I was going to spend and stuff. But I did get some interesting stuff. And I want to start with the merchandise, because I only purchased one thing. I only purchased one, kind of, merchandise thing, which is pretty great, actually. This is gonna be really pretty amazing. Actually, I have to put it like this, because all right, so the merchandise that I got, I bought a book, basically. That's the only, merchandise that I got physically. No Blu-rays, no books, whatever, except this one. So I want to show you a book, but I have to do it this way because there is some Well, you know what? What the heck? I'm just gonna show it to you. I'm just gonna show it to you. I bought this really amazing book. I bought this book. Here it is. The Cult Films of Brigitte Lahaye. See, Brigitte Lahaye is a French actress who has been retired from, from films and stuff for actually quite a while. And the interesting thing is that before she started doing horror films and other cult films, thrillers and stuff, action thrillers, before she did all of that stuff, she was actually a porn actress. So before she did horror, she was a porn actress. Which is, I guess it's better than the other way around. I guess it's better if you start in, I guess it's better to start in porn and then go to, horror, which is more high level, than the other way around, I can't remember which one it was, but I believe it's one of the actors from Fright Night who actually started in horror and then descended into sort of gay porn movies kind of stuff. You don't want to do that. It's better to go the other way around. So yeah, Brigitte Lahaye has had a very interesting, exciting, but also really weird direction in which she went with the kind of films she was making. So again, from porn to horror to police thrillers, basically, which is very interesting. So this is a really great, extensive, beautiful book, which is very thick. It's a really big book here. This is really amazing. Now, there isn't a lot of things I can show you in this book because a lot of it, of course, is nudity. So I have to be very careful what I'm going to show you. I think I can show you this. So there are all kinds of photos in this book and text and stuff. And let's see, what can I show you? I can show you this, I think. There are all kinds of photos in there. Let's see, what can I, there's so much that I can't show. I'm sorry, guys. There is so much I can't show. I think I can show you this. But it's a really extensive book with lots of information and essays and just interviews and all of that good stuff. Really, really great stuff here. Fantastic. This is a really fantastic book that's completely filled, chock-a-block full of all kinds of, goodness. And sadly, I can't show, most of it to you, but there is so much stuff in here. It's crazy. I can show you this though. So there it is, right there. And it's basically, it's all, all the directors that she used to work with, the types of movies she made. It's really quite amazing, actually. I can show you this. You know what? I can show you this. That's fine. There she is, Brigitte Lahaye. Really gorgeous, beautiful woman as well, by the way. Um, so this is I can show you this probably. Nope, can't show you that. But again, lots of text and stuff. It's a really amazing book, and I'm so glad that I found this, because this is very hard to find on the internet and on eBay and stuff. So I'm really happy that I found this book, and that I actually own this now, because this is pretty amazing. But anyway, you get the drift. It's a wonderful and extensive book, talking about the career of Brigitte Lahaie. Just a really great biography and piece of work. A lot of people, you can tell a lot of people worked on this. It's amazing. A extensive, biography, celebrating the career of Brigitte Lahaie, and it's awesome. So I'm glad that I finally have this book, which I can't wait to dive into. And then there is also like a little DVD thing, which I have no idea what that is about, but okay, I'll watch that. That should be fine. So, yeah, that's that's the only piece of merchandise that I got. A book about the career of Brigitte Lahaie, which is actually pretty cool. And then I spent the rest of the day mostly meeting actors and actresses and getting autographs and stuff. So where do I start? Let me just get this out of the way. All right, so there we are. So the first person I met actually on Weekend of Hell, the first person I met was Barbara Boucher. Now, there were a lot of actresses from the former Italian cinema, which was amazing. I mean, I'm all for that. They were all actresses from, cult horror films, thrillers and stuff from the 70s and 80s, which is great. And the first person I met was actually Barbara Boucher. Now, we all know Barbara Boucher from, The Red Queen Kills 7 Times. What else? So many movies. She was in a couple of crime thrillers, Calibro 9, and what was the other one called again? Blood and Diamonds. But she was also in a James Bond movie at some point. I believe she was. And was she in a Star Trek movie as well? I believe so. I believe she was in one of the Star Trek films as well. So, of course, she's a big name. But I know her mostly for her Italian film stuff, which is great. Which is why I came to see her, of course. And so I met her at her table. And I have to say that Barbara Boucher is a remarkable woman. She is kind of... I had the feeling that she was kind of out of place at the con. She was very shy and a little skittish. And I felt like she didn't feel very comfortable at the con, actually. Which I kind of felt sorry for, because, I can imagine, meeting all of the fans that love you and stuff. It can be, very overwhelming, even for actresses and stuff. But I thought that was a very remarkable thing, that she didn't feel very comfortable at the con, which was kind of a shame. It's like because we all feel like we are here for you. We are here to celebrate you. We are here because we love your work, and but it is what it is. Actually, the French horror fan that I met actually told me that we will probably never see Brigitte Lahaye at a con because she is very shy and kind of held back, and she doesn't like crowds that much, and she's kind of skittish too about that whole thing. So we probably never see Brigitte Lahaye at a con, which is kind of a shame, but it is what it is. But so yeah, I feel like Barbara Boucher was kind of out of her element at the con. So I decided not to ask her that many questions. Take it easy on her. So I walked up to the table. I just said hello and told her I appreciated that she was there. That I thought it was great that she was able to come to the con. So I gave her a bit of a compliment. And then I made her sign the cover of a Blu-ray that I took with me, and it's actually the cover of a movie that I think is her best film. I had her sign Lucio Fulci's "Don't Torture a Duckling," and there it is. There she signed it right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's in the left corner right there. All the way there. There it is. There. So Don't Torture a Duckling. I had her sign my Blu-ray cover. I freaking love this film. I think it's not only is it one of Lucio Fulci's best films, I think it's also one of the best giallos out there. And I was so glad that Barbara Boucher was there, because in my opinion, this is Barbara Boucher's best role in a film. So I had her sign this, and it was great. So thank you, Barbara Boucher. I know you were kind of out of your element. And I know you probably didn't feel very much at home there. But again, thank you for coming, and thank you for signing my Blu-ray of Don't Torture a Duckling. It's great. And then, of course, you're gonna need proof that I met Barbara Boucher. And I have that for you, because here is my picture with Barbara Boucher. Can you see it all clearly? I hope you can. This is my picture with Barbara Boucher. So there you go. That's a pretty great photo. Oops. All right. All right. Then I went on to meet one of my absolute favorite heroines in excuse me, in horror fiction. I went to meet one of my all-time favorite horror movie heroines, and that is, of course, Catriona MacColl. Now, if you guys know, I'm a big Lucio Fulci fan. Lucio Fulci is one of my favorite directors. He made fantastic movies, and I'm especially a fan of his zombie films, and 3 of his zombie films all have Catriona MacColl in it. So I got to meet Catriona MacColl at Weekend of Hell, and I had her sign my copy of my Blu-ray cover, of course, of Lucio Fulci's The Beyond. I freaking love this film. I think it's Lucio Fulci's best film. This is his masterpiece, in my opinion. I absolutely love this movie. I think it's Fulci's best work. And it's actually my favorite film with Catriona MacColl out of the three. So there you go. And there it is. She signed my Blu-ray cover of The Beyond, which is great. And you know, I had a great discussion with Catriona MacColl. You know, the thing about these smaller cons is that it's very nice because it is smaller and less crowded. You get more time with the artists, you know, and the actors actually take the time to really talk to you, you know, and answer questions and stuff, which I think is great. So I had a great conversation with Catriona MacColl about these films, the films that she is in. And I was telling her that, you know, the reason I love these films is, well, I mean, the gore is great, but it's not the gore as much as it is, you know, the Fulci's zombie films, they have so much atmosphere in them, and they have such a poetic nature about them, and that's why I love those films. And Catriona MacColl agreed with me absolutely, and that's why she actually remembers them so fondly, because it's not just, you know, carnage candy, it's more than that. It's great. So, and I got to ask her about the rumors, you know, circulating about the New York Ripper, because if you remember, originally Catriona MacColl was going to be the main lead in the New York Ripper as well, but she turned that movie down. Those were the rumors anyway. So I got to ask her about it, and she actually confirmed that yes, she did say no to the New York Ripper, and the reason why is because she knew that the movie was going to be very violent, but more violent in like a realistic and down to earth and human way, and she wasn't really feeling that, and it was very graphic and explicit, lots of nudity. So that's the reason why she said no to New York Ripper. And I can understand that. I mean, you know, with all of the gore in this film, it is still a fantasy film, right? This still has a lot of fantasy elements in it. The New York Ripper is something that could actually happen today, actually in real life. So that's kind of, you know, that gives it a very more realistic flavor. So yeah, but yeah, great discussion. It was great meeting Catriona MacColl. Thank you very much for talking to me, for being there at the con, and for signing my Blu-ray, Catriona MacColl. You were amazing to talk to, and I might be an even bigger fan than I already was. So again, thank you very much for this, Catriona MacColl. Thank you. So that was The Beyond. But of course, you're gonna want proof, right? You're gonna want proof that I met Catriona MacColl, and there she is. There is the lovely Catriona MacColl. And by the way, if you can see it, I'm wearing my House by the Cemetery t-shirt, so, you know. But there is the wonderful Catriona MacColl. So amazing. Great photo. All right. So, I'll save this one for last because that's my favorite, actually. So in between, I met another actress, not famous for Italian cinema, but she is the main star in one of my all-time favorite films, and that is Thriller: A Cruel Picture. And I actually got to meet Christina Lindberg, and she signed this wonderful photo for me. Let me just put it that way. There you go. That's better. Christina Lindberg, she signed she signed this lovely photo that I picked. Actually, I wasn't too sure about meeting Christina Lindberg. Somehow it kind of fell off my radar a bit. And then I was at the con, and I was like, "Oh right, yeah, I remember. Christina was here," and I was like, "Ah, damn! I should have brought my Blu-ray." But I didn't. I didn't bring my Blu-ray cover with me. Stupid me. Stupid. But I decided that I wanted to meet her and have a autograph of her anyway, so that's why I chose this one. And I think it's a pretty amazing picture right there. Christina Lindberg. There you go. And she told me some really great stuff about the film. As it turns out, while they were shooting, all of the scenes with the shotgun, while in the street and stuff, while they were shooting that, apparently the cops stopped by and pulled over, and Christina Lindberg was actually arrested and taken to the police station. So, because they thought that she was doing a real thing, and so she had to come to the police station and had to give a sort of testimony about we're making a movie. This is not real. We're making a movie. It's fantasy. But the fact that she had to explain that to the cops, to the police, and that she was arrested, that's very bizarre. That's really bizarre. That was so crazy. And of course, she told me about Thriller: A Cruel Picture has a lot of hardcore sex scenes in it. But that was a body double. Christina Lindberg didn't actually do that herself, which I already knew, but it was still fantastic to hear that from her lips. So for the hardcore sex scenes, they used a body double. They actually used two porn actresses, I believe. So, but yeah, she told me some very interesting stuff about Thriller: A Cruel Picture, and it's a great photo and it's a great autograph. So thank you, Christina Lindberg, for being there. I know your table wasn't that busy, but it was still great that you showed up, and thank you again. Thank you very much for signing this lovely picture. All right, and I have one more. I have one more thing, and that is actually my favorite thing, because there was another actress who did a Fulci film, a Lucio Fulci film, and that is Silvia Collatina. And it was amazing to meet Silvia Collatina. She is such a lovely and warm and kind person, and she was so graceful with all of her fans. It was amazing. It was amazing. And I actually had her sign my Blu-ray copy of House by the Cemetery. There it is. There it is. She signed my Blu-ray cover of House by the Cemetery, and she even put in a little phrase here: "Don't go in." So Yeah, absolutely great. And it was so great, talking to her. So great talking to her. Again, she's so kind, and she's a talker. She takes the time for you and stuff. And um, I excuse me. I told her she looked lovely. By the way, she looked absolutely stunning. So I gave her a compliment and said how lovely she looked, which I think she appreciated very much. And and then we just talked about House by the Cemetery, um, especially about the ending, especially about the ending, um, because I wanted to know. Um, everyone who has seen House by the Cemetery, everyone has their own interpretation of what the ending of the movie means, right? Everybody has their own mindset about that, their own theories. And so I wanted to ask her, someone who actually worked on the film, I wanted to ask her, like, what do you think does the ending of House by the Cemetery mean? What does it mean? What do you think that is? And we had a very interesting conversation about that. Very interesting. So if you're watching, Sylvia Colentina, thank you for that. It was very interesting and very nice and lovely to talk to you. So, and again, thank you for signing this. Thank you for signing my Blu-ray cover. It always means a lot to me, and it was great talking to you. So thank you very much, Sylvia Coletino. This was amazing, and you were amazing. So yeah. So that's that. And then, of course, you're gonna need proof with what I think is the best picture of the day. And yeah, I'm just gonna show you. Here it is. There is Sylvia Colentina, and she noticed my T-shirt. Do you see? She noticed my T-shirt, so that's cool. But there she is, Sylvia Colentina. Really great photo. So again, thank you very much. And that is it. That is the end of my vlog of Weekend of Hell. So overall, I've had a blast at this con. It was a great day, but very tiresome, which is why I waited to make this video for you guys until now, because yesterday I was just exhausted. A long travel back and forth, and then like spending about 5 hours at the con. It was just really tiresome, but it was really worth it, and it was really, really, really good. So I had a blast. I thought it was fantastic. So there you go. And yeah, that's the end of my vlog, guys. That's the end of my vlog. So with that down, thank you for watching. I'll be back with another video as soon as possible, of course. Stay safe and healthy as always. Have a good week, and I see you guys. Bye.